Recording. Okay. Hey, everybody. I'm so excited that y'all are on. We are kicking this off. We are recording. This swap has been great. I'm so glad for those of you that are getting out of your comfort zone. I'm so excited for those of you. I'm going to mute all real quick. I'm so excited for those of you that are messaging in. We asked a second ago in the chat, let us know what you're loving about the swap. Let us know what you are noticing, what it's helping you do. Go ahead and drop those in there. Let us know. You know, some people are like, I'm learning to post on Facebook. Some I'm learning to post in different social media. I'm learning to get out of my comfort zone. I'm learning there's more people to okay, stop screen sharing, y'all. Okay, I'm learning to, what is it? Share on social media. I'm learning to be consistent. I'm learning to reach out to different people, things like that. So it's very, very exciting. Guys, make sure that y'all are muting your phones, please. I have everybody muted, but somehow some are unmuting. So let's not do that. All right. So here's the thing. Tonight, you're going to hear about consistency and follow-up. Jacqueline, Lydia said she's got some crazy things going on with her internet. She's actually kicking her kids off the Wi-Fi. Maybe that'll help. So, yeah, kids, business comes first. Okay, so I've had to do the same thing before. But I'm excited for y'all to hear this. And stay tuned for the end because we are going to chat about our new promo that is strictly for swap group members. This is $1,000 in Thrive credits up for grabs. We're going to launch it for the weekend, Friday through Sunday. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited for what it's going to do for y'all. I'm excited to get everybody having a good vision. And that's the hint I'll give you. And then I'm going to kick it over to Jacqueline and she's going to start us off.
Perfect. Thank you. So I'm super excited. So do you want me to do a quick overview of who I am or do you want me to just get into it?
Absolutely. Go right ahead. Introduce yourself, girl.
Okay. So I am Jacqueline Babler and next month will be my 3-year anniversary with Lavelle. And I cannot believe it already. So it has gone by so fast, you guys. So really quick background on me is I started this business. I was a day one thriver. I had a sample from someone. So one, super important to get those minis out, you guys, because I was handed a mini and I kind of rolled my eyes and I said, I will try this only to prove you wrong. And I was that person that was waking up every single morning, drinking a half a pot of coffee, driving my kiddos to school in my bathrobe so I could go back home and take a nap. And, you know, I was just kind of getting through the day. I was a very high stressed person to a point where there was a point in my life, you guys, that I was homebound. I could not get myself to even drive to the post office. And when I started Thrive, the first thing I noticed was my energy. And I wasn't drinking coffee anymore. I actually got up, I was dancing in the kitchen and she just said, I'm here. Perfect. And my poor kiddos were like, what are you doing? Like, it is 6:30 in the morning. Why are you smiling? Why are you singing? You're annoying us. But I just look back and I'm like, I still have that same energy every single morning. I haven't had coffee in the morning now going on 3 years. So that is a huge blessing to me just because I'm not putting that synthetic, caffeine in my body. So I feel better. My digestive tract is on key and I just have so much energy. I wasn't expecting to lose weight. I lost 26 pounds and I'm telling you, that gives yourself confidence back. So I've got confidence. I was scared to death a little over a year ago now because I was going through a divorce and I was like, how am I going to do this? I'm a single mom of 3 kiddos and this opportunity has blessed me enough to be able to support my 3 kids. So not only do I feel better financially, I'm in a better position that I'm able to do what, I've wanted to do. So that's kind of in a nutshell. Yeah, I should say the white label that I do have on is my mood support, and that has tremendously helped me just be a better mom. I'm not snapping at my kids so much anymore, so that is one thing I absolutely love. So 3 years ago, yeah, I started, it went fast when we first started. We came over from another company, and I thought, momentum was going to slow down, but it hasn't, you guys. And the reason it hasn't is consistency. Consistency, and I know you all get sick of hearing it, but it truly is what helps us. Follow-up is another thing we're going to touch base on tonight, and I have just found, a simple method for myself. I'll share with you. Lydia can help share with hers, but I kind of look at it as, imagine having a fruit garden, you guys. So your garden is your social media. And that's your audience. Now, whatever platform you're using, most people probably are using Facebook. I have Instagram, but my main business that I do is on Facebook. So I always say you must always weed our garden, correct? I mean, we always say we're planting seeds so we can harvest, what we're planting, but we have to think a little bit deeper and say we always have to weed our garden, otherwise the fruit's going to die, right? So the weeds are your negative friends that are on Facebook, or the people that don't support you. It's the naysayers, so it's okay to let some people go, is the way I look at it. I do a Facebook cleanup, you guys, very often, and that helps myself. So anything like me keeping my Facebook clean, if there's old promos in there, I try to take those out. And another thing with consistency is I've started being more consistent with my stories. If you are not using Facebook stories right now, you guys, it is the new way of Facebook. So many people do not scroll your timeline anymore. They just are looking through those stories that are on the top. So that's something that I really am consistent with, and it's totally changed my business. It was crazy because the first time I really posted to my story was at conference, you guys. And within 30 minutes, I had someone reach out to me and say, I want to know more about these products. I'm like, okay, that was easy. So just being consistent on how you post. And you don't have to be spammy, you guys. You don't have to post, 10 times a day. Kind of rule of thumb is 3 times a day, really, because otherwise the Facebook algorithm is going to push you down. The rule of thumb was always 90 minutes, because if you post within 90 minutes, that last post is going to get pushed down. So that's just something I would highly suggest you guys, write down on, if you guys do a 6 list, or if you do a list every night before you go to bed and what you want to get accomplished the next day. That's something I would start being consistent with, is Facebook stories, because they are huge. And if you guys don't know how to use them, you can always ask your upline or reach out in the 200K swap, and just kind of ask about it. But there's Facebook stories. You can use polls. That's a great way of doing it too. The thing is polls require follow-up. So when you do a poll, it's not like a post where you're going to see people's, comments right away. You're going to have to go back to your stories, and you're going to have to look to see who's actually voted on your poll. And that's where I'm really starting to look at who is seeing my post on my polls. And I'm actually reaching out to them. If they like it, I reach out to them and I'm like, hey, thank you so much for your support. I just wanted to, thank you for your support on my business. And that's one way of getting that conversation started. Another way of following up, you guys, and if I'm scrolling on you, I'm sorry. Another way I follow up is in Messenger. So, we all have those messages that start and they get buried. There's a little tool. If you go and click on the search and you type in Thrive, or a lot of times what I'll do is I'll search like mini experience, happy pack, whatever you call your little mini sample. I'll type that, but you can also click on then search in Messenger. That's going to bring up every single message that you've ever had with anyone, and you can just start clicking on those and follow up with people that way. That's been really helpful to me, because a lot of us have messages and they get buried. We forget about people. They say no, and we get, a little defeated feeling. And it's like, it's not a no until they tell you quit messaging me. So you guys, you need to get over your fear of hearing that no, but at the same time, when someone says no, it's just not the right time. I have had people that I have followed up a year later, and it's the right time for them, and they join or they order. So always be following up with people. It's so important. One way I do follow up, it's not saying it's the right way, but I go by a rule of thumb of 2-2-2. So I follow up with someone in 2 days, 2 weeks, another 2 weeks, and then 2 months. Because we all eat, breathe, sleep, think about, thrive all the time. But the people that we're reaching out to, they might see our message and they forget about it because it's not on the top of their priority list. And they haven't probably tried the product. So it's like people don't know what they don't know yet, I always say. So I always give them 2 days so you're not hounding them, 2 weeks, another 2 weeks, and 2 months. And that's just kind of, I feel like I've had a really good balance with that just because I feel like that I'm not just totally spamming on someone or I'm not hounding on them. So that's kind of what I do. I would say, and then I always say the sunshine of our fruit garden, obviously your garden needs sunshine. And I always say the sunshine is your audience. So you need to pour into your audience. And on Facebook, you want to make sure that you don't look like a billboard. You want to be able to educate your audience, whether that is one of your hobbies. If you're passionate about something, educate people. That's how we brand ourselves. There should be 5 things that you brand yourself with, and those should be in your bio. That's what you should be posting about. And that's what you should be consistent about. Because if you start posting about, like for myself, I love tacos. Okay, so that's not really an educate, but that is something you bring entertainment to people. So I'll post about my tacos. But if I stopped posting about my tacos, people are going to go, what's the deal? Or when I go to the gym, that's another thing, fitness person. If you stop doing that, even for like a week, people are going to go, she's so inconsistent. Is she even doing that still? So the consistency is in your post too. It should be what it's about, what you're about. So obviously we want to be posting about Thrive and what it's doing. And we want to use the pull method, using things instead of saying I all the time, say you. Could you imagine yourself? Are you dragging during the day? Are you that tired mama? So instead of saying, I used to be that tired mama, I used to have no energy, be like, can you imagine yourself having more energy throughout the day? Can you imagine yourself being able to come home after working, a 9-hour, 8-hour shift, and you just want to sit on the couch and your kiddos want to play? Can you imagine yourself, feeling better? So try to do the pull method, use emotion when you guys do your post. Don't just post like if we have a promo, you guys. I feel like a lot of people, the consistency goes from I'll message 2 or 3 people today, but all of a sudden there's a promo and you're messaging 50. And then all of a sudden you go back to 2. So it's this up and down. But if you pick a number in your head, realistically, what can you reach out to? And say, today I can reach out to 3 people, and I'm going to do that every single day. You're going to see that your volume is going up, your interaction is going to be going up because you're staying consistent. It's just a matter of picking a number, sticking with it. I've been guilty in the past where I'm like, God, my business went here and now it's back down here. Well, I look at my timeline and I'm like, well, what am I doing wrong? I may be messaging people and then I forget to post, or I'm posting, but I'm not messaging. I'm not doing the shout outs to my team. I'm not saying happy birthday to people. So it's all about pouring into your audience and just loving up on them, building that relationship, and knowing your audience. I mean, if you have a friend that's posting all the time, oh my gosh, I'm so tired, you're doing a disservice. You're not being a good friend in reaching out to them. It's not a cold message. You're reaching out to them, and you can just say, you know what, I've seen your post. Have you, seen anything about Thrive and what I do? I would love to, get you a little mini Thrive experience in your hand and have you give me some honest feedback. It's not cold messaging, you guys. It's reaching out. So I'm just trying to look at my notes. I kind of scattered all over on you guys. I don't know, Lydia, are you on yet?
I'm here. I was just
You want me to keep rambling?
notes. I did not want to interrupt. I was taking notes and listening to some of your tips.
Oh. Well, I'll let you talk for a little bit and then we can bounce off each other too.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'm going to share a little bit about when I first started, you guys, because I feel like a lot of people that have been with this company, or you've been here a long time and you're still trying to reach that rank of 4 or 12K, or you've just started, that you can relate to this. And because my story is pretty relatable when it comes to this business and the consistency that I've had to have. I joined back in 2014. So, we hear a lot. Sometimes people are like, oh gosh, if I would have joined back when, in 2014 or 2000, when it started. And I'm like, nope, wrong. It was a 4-year journey for us to hit 200K. So with that said, when I was 4K, I'm in the Houston area, and y'all, my name is Lydia, live near the Woodlands area. And back then, there was a local here that I decided to attend. Maria Dillard was attending. I'd never met her because I was brand new. I knew no other thrivers in my area at all because I just started. I was super green and decided I'm going to go to this local. And I literally went by myself because I didn't have team members here really or anything. So with that said, I went and soaked in this local trying to figure out this Thrive thing. And after the local, went out to dinner and was sitting by Maria, and we started having a conversation and with all the Thrivers there. And she looked at me and she was like, Lydia, so how's your business going? And I'm like, you know what? I'm so stuck. Like, I'm so frustrated. I'm not that great, I don't think. And she's like, where are you at now? And I'm like, well, we just hit 4K, but I just feel so stuck here. Like, I can't seem to get it moving forward. And I was like, nobody that has joined me wants to do this. Like, they're not doing it. And she goes, well, you just have to go find more. And that just hit me. It hit me like a brick because it was such a simple answer and a simple solution. And when I really thought hard about it, it was what I needed to hear. It was just go find the ones that do. And that's loaded, you guys, because we realize that takes effort. You have to put forth that work. You have to be willing to put one foot in front of the other. And what Jacqueline was talking about, the consistency and doing those things and fitting it in your daily routine to make this business work for you. And only you have control of that. So when she told me that, I kind of went home and I still kind of felt defeated, but I was driving home by myself and I just thought, okay, she obviously knows what she's talking about. She's got success. So I'm going to listen to, she's one of my leaders. I'm going to listen to her and I'm going to take what she said and I'm going to try to apply it. So when I got home, I looked over my list of people and I realized it hit me too that, I was being consistent. I was reaching out. I was posting on Facebook. I was actively talking about Thrive. I was branding myself a Thriver. I had it on my Facebook. I had a positive, splurge going on. And granted, Facebook has changed since this time, but this was back then. So I had put it out there. People knew that I was thriving. My friends knew I was doing this. But what I found is when I was being consistent with following up and reaching out, which is a huge part of this business, if not a humongous part, and with your personal activity, I was reaching out to the same people over and over, and I was not broadening that spectrum. The people that I were like, man, they're gonna join me, and we're just gonna rock this out. My BFF and this and that, guys, those are not the ones that took this to a 200K team. I'm going to tell you right now, the people that were closest to me do not thrive with me. And I'm telling you this because I think we get stuck on, my BFF's going to do it, and then my sister and my mom, and we're all just going to thrive together, and I'm just going to blow this business up. And I'm here to tell you right now that that's not how it happened. I realized I had to stop going after the ones that it was obvious they did not want this, and I did. And so I needed to go find the ones that were meant to join me in this business, and they weren't ready. So I was going to love them where they were at, and I was going to keep moving forward like wildfire. And when I made that decision and decided to start taking advice from all the calls that I got on from leaders, listening to Paul, listening to Jason, utilizing validation and following my leaders, but at the same time, staying consistent and plugging in with those tools that are free, that are here for us to utilize, my business took a turn. What I will tell you is, ask yourself that question. Are you consistent, but you're reaching out to the same group over and over and over? Because if you are, you've got to broaden that. And you know, that makes me think of the, you know, the task today, you know, and joining those Facebook groups. You know, you want to join a few of them and be very intentional with a few of them. And that is a way to broaden that group. You know, I realized that my warm market was just not into this. So I had to go outside of that and find some that were going to join me that really wanted this. And it's like looking through a needle in a haystack. It's going to take consistency. You're going to have to keep digging until you find it, you know, or that diamond in the rough. There's some out there. Some might be sitting in your cloud office right now. You may have your next 200K hanging out in your cloud office. Have you followed up with those people? One thing that I do very consistently is reach out to all my free accounts and, hey girl, I just wanted to let you know that you have a free account with me. When you're ready to thrive, I would love to walk you through this. What, you know, something so simple. That's the most simple follow-up, but I do it at least like every 6 months. I'm following up with that. That's a free, here's your free account. I've followed up with them in between, but I'm making sure they remember that, hey, you have a free account with me and I'm your Thrive girl. With that said, you guys, as far as like sticking with it, I'm going to tell you this because I want you to know that, you know, some of the, we get in that comparison game of, you know, people like, oh, they hit that so fast and why can't I get there that fast? And, you know, in that comparison journey, and I could have easily done that. You know, Mitzi Driver is my direct upline. She hit 200K in 4 months and I was stagnant between 4 and 8K for 7 months until I hit 12K. When we hit 12K, it was one person that came in and changed my business. And Jason talked about that a few weeks ago about the power of one. That is so true. I am a down to the soul believer in that because it was one person, one that came in that I locked arms with. She was the one I was looking for to change my business, that wanted to do this. And who she brought on hit her VIP and took me to 12K, took this to a 12K team. It was a year later until we hit 40K, a full year. And within that year, there was one other person sifting through that haystack, sifting, following up, reaching out. That girl I reached out to 10 times. She's probably on this Zoom tonight. I reached out to her at least 10 times. We still laugh because I've got the messages in my phone because I don't delete any messages about anything to anybody, especially when it comes to my business. And it was a year later that she decided to join. And it was what she brought in along with what I had going already that took our team to 40K. And then it was another year and a month. We hit 80K during the 80K rank advancement in April of like, I don't know when that was anymore, but it was at Palooza, the last day of the month. And then it was a whole nother year. It was May of 2018 that our team went 200K. So I'm here to tell you tonight that you will get there, but you've got to stop starting and stopping and starting and stopping and starting. That's probably the biggest thing that I see people do, and they're sabotaging their own business and their own financial future because you want this or you wouldn't be here right now. You started Thrive and fell in love with it or you wouldn't have clicked at the promoter button. So do yourselves the favor and stop stopping your business and then get frustrated and in a funk because nobody wants to join you or you don't feel like you're getting traction. Well, because your door's not open. You're not putting it out there. People watch Facebook. And I'm going to tell you another thing that I've learned through this is the consistency pays off over time in small little steps towards your goal. Because guys, just tonight, I had somebody that was looking for Thrive and they were searching Facebook and somehow they came across my name. I'm nobody special. I'm just another Thriver that put it out there. But somehow she came across my Facebook and commented on my post. We're not even Facebook friends, but my Facebook is public. So she had access to see who I am, you know, my kids, I'm smiling, you know, and of course I keep safety in mind, but she reached out to me today, completely cold lead, but she's ready to thrive and she's looking for somebody to help her and she lives in New York City. I'm in Texas, like, you know what I mean? But this is not the first time this has happened. It's because consistently over time, you put it out there. When people start searching on these social media platforms for a product that they can't find in their area, they're trying to find that Thrive or whatever they're looking for. They search hashtags, they search this stuff, and every time they come to me, I ask them, how do you find me? Well, girl, I was just searching about Thrive and you came up and I just decided to message you. So you will get leads if you stick with it from just doing the do, because people are looking for this product. And the bigger the company gets, the more people hear about Thrive, the more people are going to want to thrive. And they're trying to find somebody that's consistent, that is passionate. It shows on their Facebook. They're positive. They've got some stuff going on. That's who they want to join. They're looking at your profile, and they're literally judging you if they want to give them their hard-earned money or not, and trust you with the product that they could go to another person on Facebook and find. Why are they going to choose you? You have to be out there, positive mindset. And like Jacqueline said, you don't want to make it like Billboard, but get it, have it out there. You know, I do have Thrive in my stuff, and that's my jam. That's what I do. Everyone has their different spin, but I do have some Thrive there on my Facebook. So, you know, but the biggest thing I will say is consistency is a loaded word. You know, I think like when we say that word, I think some people are like, oh my God, like I'm so consistent. And you know what, sometimes I feel the same way. I'm like, but I'm so consistent, you know, I want this to move or this goal to come, you know, and we just have to be patient with those people. When they're ready, you're not going to say the wrong words when they're ready. Bottom line, when they are ready to order and thrive, there is nothing that you're going to say or do that's going to make them not want to thrive. They're ready. So if they're meant to join you, it's going to happen. The girl that I reached out to for a year before she said yes, and she's one of my 80K legs, y'all, it was message after message that she ignored me. And when she saw on Facebook that I put out, I just went on a random little sample spree one day, and it was super simple. Would you choose chocolate or vanilla? And it was asking about a Thrive sample. If I gave you a Thrive 3-day mini sample, would you choose chocolate or vanilla? And she looked at that, and we laugh about it now because in her brain she goes, ooh, chocolate sounds really good. It grabbed her because it was short, sweet, and simple. So when you're putting post up, you want short, sweet, powerful, and simple. And like Jacqueline said, you want to talk to your audience. And I've been trying to change that with mine too. I'm not a techie guru. I am not a social media genius. I am like seriously in the grind learning with everybody else with that. Instagram, I'm still trying to grasp. But what I do know is when I've changed gears and talking to the audience, I'm getting better feedback with simple things. And that day, that evening, I was talking to her and she responded. And so, you know, I don't throw stuff like that all the time, but that worked that night. That was, you know, her time, and it worked. So I was looking at my notes too, because I was seeing what else. Let's see. One thing I do when I follow up, guys, is sometimes, you know, I think when you've been here a while, or even if you haven't been here a while, probably a lot of you hopefully have a list of a lot of names that you want to reach out to. And sometimes it's a tad overwhelming. And sometimes I sit there and overthink who I'm going to reach out to. What's going to be my approach? I start getting off track and overthinking everything because I'm overwhelmed with the amount of contacts that I need to follow up with or whatever. And sometimes I just keep it super dumb simple, and I just go down my friends list. I start at A until I get to Z, and then I go back up to A and go back down, and then do it again and do it again. And by the time I get back up to A, it's been at least like 2 months, like Jacqueline said, since I last got to A. And that's a way that if I go through, I'm clicking on their profiles, I'm seeing about them. Is it somebody, you know, and that's a good way to clean out your Facebook at the same time. You know, and one thing is, as much as we love each other being thrivers, and you want to, everybody thrives on your Facebook, and it's a great thing because they're positive and Thrive's fun and it's happy and it's supportive. Guys, if all you're doing is scrolling Facebook and you're seeing Thrive when you're scrolling down looking for that next, quote, potential thriver, and all you see is Thrive, 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 you have got to clean your feed. You have got to unfollow some of your thrivers that you love and just check on them here and there, because it's clogging your feed and you're not going to be able to see who you can reach out to. And I'll give you an example. One night I'm on Facebook and I saw a girl that went to high school with. We had never even had a Thrive conversation yet. She is a nurse. She was talking about her headaches. And I felt nervous, as we all do when we're reaching out to somebody new. Sometimes you get a little nervous, but you do it anyway and you click send. And I reached out to her, very intentional. Girl, I just saw your post about your headaches, and I'm just here to tell you Thrive is incredible for that. Have you considered it? And she came back, yeah, I really have. We hadn't even had that conversation, but I went to her with a solution for her problem. And that was the reach out, and of course after that it's the follow-up. How's it going with Thrive, whatever. But what I'm saying is that Facebook is huge. Cleaning it out, like Jacqueline said, was like cleaning out, unfollowing. That was huge for me. I had a lot of Thrive friends. I still have a ton of Thrive friends, but change your profile to where people can follow you, especially with this swap. I don't know about y'all, but like our swap group, like we're following each other, and it's a blast because they're able to grow their social network with non-thrivers, but still get the love from the thriver. Okay. But we're not clogging up each other's feeds because we want each other to grow in our personal businesses. And we know that if we're all in each other's feeds, it's not going to work. Right. So you've got to clean that out. So I challenge you to go do that. Go look at your Facebook late tonight before you go to bed, whenever you do your little chill scroll or whatever. We all have that time. I usually do it super late. So there's really no, like, that way I don't feel bad about not doing anything else, because scrolling is not a good thing when you can be reaching out. That's when I kind of look sometimes, and I'll just kind of clean it up a little bit, unfollow some things, groups that show up that maybe I'm not interacting with, and consistently like unfollowing, cleaning out. But one other thing is building relationships in those groups. I'm a twin mom, you guys. And so that's a kind of, and of course, a special thing, right? So I'm in a twin mom group that I actually pay $30 a year to be a part of. I'm well beyond the baby part. They are almost 10, but I'm in this twin mom group. Why? Because mama's retired. And I've been working, sharing Thrive in that group ever since I started Thrive. But I'm the only Thrive girl in there, and everybody joins me when they're ready to thrive. And I've gotten customers from that group. I've gotten promoters, because when those mamas are tired, they're making a post about whatever's going on in their life with their twins. And that's where I can be of value. I've been through baby twins, right? So where are you of value? This is where these groups come in, because you don't just want to be in 20 groups and like, look, yay, I'm in all these groups. Okay, yay. Like you have to utilize these groups to grow that business to where you can stay consistent with these people, grow your network, and follow up with them. And ultimately, they join your team, right? That's kind of the idea. So that is one huge way that I broadened. I got real involved in that group, and this was way before they started even pushing Facebook groups more. And I just, if a mama posted something about her twins, whether it's whatever baby issues, potty training, bottles, this, that, I would put girl, blah, 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 blah. And because that's where I can help. I've been through it. I'm past it. And last night it came up again. Somebody was asking about a specific school. My kids go to a charter, and guess what? There was a mom asking about the charter. That led to a message, which leads to her looking at my profile, which leads to us to have that connection. So you've got to just look and see where you have an in. Is it because they have a headache? Is it because your kids go to the same school? Is it because you're a boy mom, a baseball mom, a twin mom, whatever, and utilize that as your in when you're following up and reaching out with them. Because you better believe I've been like, oh my gosh, girl, your twins are so cute. Like I'm talking about their kids and stuff. So I don't know, Jacqueline, do you have something that you want to share?
I was just going to go off of that and be like, so I'm a twin. I've got twins too that are 10.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, I'm in groups too. So that's another thing, like what you guys really want to think about too is those 5 things that brand you in your bio. Are you part of groups? So like I'm a boxer mom, and so I'm in a boxer group, it's not so much like, it doesn't have to be about health and wellness. It doesn't have to be about, it's just about building relationships with people. So I'm in, like I said, I'm a single mom. So I'm in a single mamas group, which has been great for building my business. I'm in a group with twins, and I'm in a boxer group. So those are my 3. I try to not tell people to go into too many groups, because then I feel like you can't keep up with it, if that makes sense. But yeah, groups are huge, you guys. Don't go spamming people in the groups. Build that relationship first with them. Another thing is, you had mentioned hashtags. Think of a hashtag that really, I guess when you're doing it, I want you guys to be consistent with your hashtags, because that's what people search hashtags all the time. So when I post a picture of me and my kiddos, I always use the hashtag my world. And I even have on my Facebook where we've got the highlights, I have a little section, it's called My World. It's all the pictures of me and my kiddos. Another one I have is a hashtag Dream Big, hashtag Team JR for Jacqueline Richard. So those are consistent hashtags I use. Another one the company likes us to use is, hashtag Get People on Thrive. So you want to be consistent with your hashtags too. You want to come up with something that brands you and use that, whether it's on Facebook. I use the same hashtags on Instagram when I do my post. That way they're kind of related. So hashtags are really good. Another thing really quick with follow-up is I really take pride in my customer retention. So you guys, obviously, our business is, we're customer based, guys. So that's what's making us the most money is the customers for real. So I always follow up with my customers right before auto ships. If you're not checking your auto ships and what the numbers are, who's running their auto ships, you're doing yourself a disservice, because someone could be running, an auto ship, and the next month they might drop off. And if you haven't followed up with them, here's the thing. Why did they drop off? Is it too expensive? Were they not feeling, the energy that they had before? That's where we can reach out and we can say, how are you loving your Thrive? I never say, what do you think about it? You always want to say, how are you loving it? Use that little voice text, you guys. Sound energetic. And when they come back and say, I'm not having as much energy as I used to, or I'm not seeing the results I wanted with the weight management, this is where your opportunity is to go in there and say, well, there's a couple other products I can recommend. If you're not having the energy and it's a woman, I always say, let's try the men's capsules, or, let's try a different DFT. But this is where we need to be reaching out to our customers, you guys, all the time. So this is where, just doing that, I look at my volume every single month and I just feel very blessed where it's at, because those are customers I can go in there too and say, I just want to thank you so much for being a loyal customer with me, and I'm going to give you free shipping, and I can transfer $15 in my credits. I don't try to use my credits every month. Yes, I take pride that we get to Thrive for free, but I try to set some aside as well for my customers. I use them as incentives. So I don't like to blast it on Facebook like, oh, $25 off, because I think it's spammy. But yeah, I just feel like another thing I wanted to touch base is your dreams and your goals. This is where so many people use them as their excuse. So, I could have used as an excuse, like, oh, when I was thriving, I had a surgery. I could have used an excuse that I was in a hospital, overnight, and I couldn't get on my phone, or I was too tired. Your excuses should be your why and why you're pushing yourself. And if you don't have a dream board, you should have something written down. What are your goals with this business? Is it to be able to pay, your student loans off? Is it to be able to take a trip? You should look at that and say, I'm going to do an extra 10 minutes tonight. I'm going to get up an extra 10 minutes early, and I'm going to push myself a little bit more, because I see so many people when they come to me and they're like, my business isn't growing. And I ask them what's going on. Well, I've had this in my life. We need to stop using it as an excuse. Life happens. Life happens for everybody. But you need to use that time, you guys. You can't just work Monday through Friday and go absent on the weekends, because I'm telling you, people notice. And it does kill your business a little bit. And then you have to regain all that, and you have to post more. So being consistent. Stop using your excuses, your why as your excuse, like, oh, the kiddos had sports tonight. You know what? It's okay. I've sat at many sporting events with my phone on Zooms, listening and watching a game at the same time. So it's a little bit of tough love, but it's things that we have to sacrifice a little bit in order to be able to have the reward at the end. So I just say, stay consistent, stay positive, follow up. I can't stress enough about follow-up, you guys. Like, don't feel like you're bugging people unless you're messaging them 10 times a day. Don't do that. But just continue to be consistent on your follow-up. Continue to add people, you guys. That's something else you should consistently be doing every single day. I'm not saying message, or friend request 100 people a day, but pick a number again, do 10 people new a day, because otherwise your audience that you're messaging, you're going to run out of leads. you need to continually always be adding people to your Facebook and look at their profile before. Don't just look and say, oh my gosh, we got 80 friends that we're friends with. I'm going to quick just send a friend request. No, look at their profile. Are they positive? Are they someone you want to associate with? Can you see them on your team? So that's something I always look at people. If they are friends with other Thrivers, I do not friend request them. That's just me. I try to keep, I don't want to cross lines or anything. So that's just something I just wanted to quick jump in and say. Go ahead.
What I will say is I saw someone comment over here like, oh, well, don't unfollow your team because you want to boost them and that kind of thing. Y'all don't take that like way above what we're saying here. What I'm saying is when I started Thriving and was growing a team, yes, I had team members and I do still follow the mass majority of those, but I did have to clean some stuff out because I also had Thrivers that weren't on my team that I met at events and locals and Thrive Paloozas and stuff over time. And it got to where that's all I saw was Thrive because all my friends became Thrivers because all my activities were thriving. So that's what I'm saying. You have to have a nice little medium there. So don't take that the wrong way. I'm not saying, unfollow all your team members. That's not what I'm saying. But you've got to find a good little balance there. It's great to have some Thrivers on there and support each other. I'm all about it. We even had a boost group for, we still do a chat where we would go and people that, our team that wanted to be in that boost chat, we'd go put our post there and then our team members would go within the first 60 minutes or whatever and go comment if they were available to do that to help boost the algorithms. I don't even know if that even works anymore, so we kind of don't even do it because Facebook's always changing. So I think it's just about being consistent and don't overthink it. I had something, and I think I went squirrel, Jacqueline, about what I was going to say. Oh, I loved, I don't know about y'all, but I watched Maria's live in Team Thrive Nation this morning, and I loved where she said, people have to know about Thrive in order to thrive. And that's so true. That's such a simple statement, but it's so true. I think sometimes, we get a little bit intimidated or too scared to say something, or someone asks about it and we freeze up because we're like, what do I say? They have to know about it in order to thrive. So don't be scared to put it out there. And, one way, and this kind of all goes into the same thing, we're talking about growing our businesses and that kind of stuff. But when I'm in public, guys, I don't know about y'all, but I don't give out business cards. I do a virtual business card from my phone. And, I made it in Pic Collage. It has my picture. And this has been a golden nugget of mine that I share with anybody and everybody that I can. I shared it with my swap group because it's been golden for me. I don't do business cards a whole lot. This is just me, okay? I'm not saying business cards are bad. I have them for vendor events. I give them out at locals to contacts. But when I'm out and there is a cold call individual, a potential that's asking me, I'm checking out at the grocery store, okay? What is that sticker? Like, we all get that question, right? And how am I going to add this person to my network? How am I going to get them before I walk out of that store so I can, quote, follow up and get them in the funnel, which is what we do here, right? We want to get them in our funnel. So I share my virtual business card. I go, oh my God, girl, 30 seconds. That's my Mama Mojo. I'm down to a size 6. I love it. I'm caffeine free. Would you like my virtual business card? So I'm offering them a gift. Would you like my card? And literally, you guys, I've been doing this for 5 years. Okay. Virtual card, probably the last 3.5. I've never had anybody say no. Except one time because they had a Thrive friend that they said, my friend does Thrive. And I said, go talk to your friend because I don't roll like that. So in my favorites, I'll just show y'all because it's been golden for me. I just have this graphic that I made with my picture and it's super simple in my favorites section. And that's what I give people because why? After I say, would you like my virtual business card? And they say yes, I tell them, I just ask them, oh, well, what's your number? See, then it doesn't sound so invasive. Can I get your cell number? Can I friend you on Facebook? Do you have an email? Like, they're freaking out by that point and they're gone. Like, they're not going to talk to me anymore. So if I'm offering them a gift, now I'm offering them something, and in return, I'm asking, can I get your number? They give it to me because they've already said yes. So I send it to them, and then before I'm leaving, I'm like, what was your name again? Oh my gosh, Crystal, it's so great to meet you, girl. I'm sure I'll see you next time I'm here at Kroger because I'm here all the time. I'm surprised we haven't met before. Hey, I'll check in with you. And Now I've got their phone number. I'm walking away with their phone number, which is 20 times better than Facebook, because now I can text them. Okay, they can delete their Facebook and all that stuff, but there's something powerful about text messages these days, and I really, that's part of my follow-up is I'm trying to get people's phone numbers and have that phone number list, because guys, you can't depend just on social media. If it crashes tomorrow, would your business still grow? That's a scary thought, but it's so true. I have been working on getting phone numbers to put in like a text app and do a lot of follow-ups that way. And slowly but surely, I'm trying to gear towards that. I was really crappy in the beginning when I started this business, saving numbers and being really good with my contacts. And I had to go back in way into this business and do it, and it was a nightmare. So that's one thing I would highly recommend for your follow-ups is start now getting yourself organized with your contacts. Put them in your phone so you know who you're dealing with, because I did the whole text the person with their phone number and then there wasn't a name, and oh, this is Lisa-LV promoter. Y'all, you know how many Lisas are in my cloud office now? Like, who Lisa is that? Like, it's ridiculous. So do yourselves that favor. That helps you with follow-ups. It helps with growing your business. And that virtual business card is amazing, because I know me, if somebody gives me a card or I'm walking in the mall and they give me a sample of a perfume on a piece of paper, I might really like the smell, but the next thing I do is throw it away when I'm walking out the walk. Think about it. And I used to do perfume stuff. I don't even, and got paid to hand that stuff out. And I know that they went and threw it away. So I didn't, but if I'm going through a drive-through and stuff like that, I will have a card handy to give those people, because I'd rather them have something rather than nothing. But if I have those few moments of verbiage, whether it be in a salon, I've had it happen in the salon. I met a girl on the beach in Florida. I could go on and on with people's numbers that I've gotten. And then I go from the phone number text, then start adding them on Facebook. So adding them on Facebook, I'm not saying is bad. I'm saying that's a great way. If you can get them on Facebook, that's fantastic. But that way has really helped me to have full control of the conversation. Now I'm in charge. I'm in charge of following up, and it's in my court, not theirs. I'm not waiting for them to get with me about Thrive. I'm following up with them a day or two later, like to see at the latest if they've had a chance to check out my link, whatever, and go from there, putting them through the funnel. So I just wanted to share that tip because it has really helped me. So I don't know, Jacqueline, I'll switch it back over to you. I want to respect everyone's time, and I'm not sure how long we're supposed to go.
No, I can wrap up here soon. What I was also, when you're talking about the grocery store, I think I talked to you is, I talked about this and I said, a lot of us, we go, you guys, so many of you, your fear, I know like the fears are doing something person to person. Like we are all behind the computer screen every single day. We're building our business on Facebook. But like you said, what happens to Facebook? I mean, it went down one day and everyone was freaking out. So what I'm saying is when you go to the grocery store, are you running in, getting your stuff and getting out because you're too busy? Or are you getting in there and you're smiling at people? You're getting eye contact with them because people are looking. I'll see people glance down at my DFT and I could just, not even notice it. But if I'm looking at them, I'll make a comment like, oh, are you looking at my little sticker here? And I'll start a conversation that way. I purposely will go into a long line at the store, you guys, so I can make conversation. I know it scares the crap out of you, but if you do it more and more, we'll get used to it. So I feel like sometimes I get into that line with that mom that's got screaming children because I'm like, hey girl, this is my, this is my sanity, little sticker. This is my mommy happy patch. It's those people that we don't think about. We want to avoid them. We want to just do life and be rushed and stuff. But if you guys could start being more consistent, getting your nails done, sitting in a chair and getting a pedicure. I always talk to the people next to me. Unless they look really annoyed, but that's starting those conversations, being friendly, being open. I know sometimes people are like, I can't do that. That's just not my style. But when you guys get out of that comfort level, you'll start realizing your business is going to grow outside of just social media. And that is really key. So we can wrap this up. I don't know. Is there anything else you want to say? Amber, you want to wrap us up?
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. A minute ago, it wasn't working. Okay. So I wanted to add on Lydia's texting trick. So here's another little trick. once you have their phone number, if you tap their phone number in on Facebook in the search bar, if they have their number linked to their Facebook, it'll bring up who they are. And you can kind of like scope their life, like you can see, are they had drama? Are they super tired? Things like that. And, you can just kind of see who you met, who you're reaching out to. You can see, oh my gosh, she has triplets. She's freaking tired. Or, oh my gosh, she has an empty nest. She might be sad. Like you'll know who you're sharing with, and you'll know what she needs. So thank you, girls, so much. Oh my gosh. This has been amazing. Guys, I hope you took lots and lots of notes. All right, so here's the promo. It'll be posted in your swap groups, but here, read it so that I don't say it wrong. Basically, we're doing another $1,000 in credits, and this time it is a vision board challenge. Guys, here's the deal. Vision boards work, okay? They truly work. You have to have it. You have to have things on your board. For me in the beginning, and I'm not just talking about a dream board. I'm talking about, because in my mind, dream is like, it's a dream, right? It's like the big things, whatever. Vision is what you see in the steps of your future. We visualized debt-free. That was our first vision. So what do you think was on my vision board? It was an envelope with a list of our debts, and the smallest to the largest. And we were crossing them off as we paid them off. Debt-free. Guys, that's the goal. We preach it all the time. Debt-free is the place to be. That is the goal. When you come in this business and you start making money, your goal is debt-free. So like my vision board, first it was the ranks, the amount that I needed outside of my stronger leg to get to that next rank. It was the debts, paying off the debts. It was the car, like I wanted the auto bonus and things like that. And then since then it's become, we needed a better trailer for the boys racing motocross, so things like that. And then it was, hey, I want to take a vacation, a real vacation, our vacation was we drove 12 hours every year to Iowa or Colorado to see family. I wanted a real vacation. Those things were on my vision board. So I'm not saying don't put things on there that are a dream, but don't just all make it some super big things. Start with what you need to do to get there. Put those on your vision board. So the vision board needs to be a physical vision board. Let me see if I can. Well, okay. So it needs to be a physical vision board. It can be small or big. It can be just paper on paper, but not just a digital on your phone thing. It needs to be you're making an actual vision board. And then your 200K swap leader is going to make the post in your group. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So by Sunday night, again, all these details will be in your group. By Sunday night, 11:59 p.m., you need to comment on that post with a picture of your new vision board, your updated vision board. If you're adding to an old one, that's fine. It just needs to be updated. And your snapshot picture needs to be in there. And then we will draw 10 winners at random to win $100 in Thrive credits. All right. Bye, y'all. Thank you so much again tonight. It's been fabulous. Thank you, Lydia. Thank you, Jacqueline. And thanks, everybody, for jumping on.